Abeka, all about learning, reading, spelling, and math. Ambleside online, Beast Academy online, easy peasy. Explode the Code, Handwriting Without Tears, Hooked on Phonics, Alpha-Phonics, School Zone, Evan Moore, Spectrum, Science and History, plus electives. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Let's find out what second grade was made of, what worked for us, and what was a complete fail. Let's go. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Heather and I am a work from home mom of 4. Work from home, I mean, I get a little bit of work done, but for the most part, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And my children right now are 8, 7, 4, and 5 months old. It's a miracle. I woke up super early to make this video. I was just so excited. The baby's sleeping, hallelujah. Anyway, this is our first year of homeschooling. So my kids did start the year off in their private school where they used Abeka. And so when I was transitioning from the private school to homeschool, I was thinking, oh, I think I'm gonna just use what they have and we're gonna go with Abeka. I'll buy the rest of the stuff. Little did I know, Abeka cost a small fortune, and that small fortune I did not have because we still had to pay for the rest of the quarter at the private school, even though I took them out. And I wasn't gonna send them back for multiple reasons. They were not having fun. And I think that Abeka was part of that problem. So this is Phonics and Language 2. And it's good, you know? It's good. I think it's effective. I think it does the job. I think it's advanced. I think it's a lot of work and it works, you know? The thing with Abeka, so this is Writing with Phonics 2. I'm not gonna show you all the books I have. These are the only workbooks I have, but I'm not gonna show you all the books. Okay, so see how in Abeka you can choose to do your curriculum in manuscript, which is print, or cursive. So their school only did cursive all the way to 12th grade. So they were never gonna learn manuscript. I would have had to teach it at home, which then made no sense for them to be going to school. So this is what the Writing with Phonics 2 looks like. It's very good, okay? Like I said, look, it's very thick. It gets the job done. Let's go more towards the beginning. It teaches you how to form the letters in cursive. It's a beautiful cursive that Abeka teaches, hands down. I mean, my kid's cursive is absolutely gorgeous because of this. So the cursive is a win, okay? Abeka, it's a win, but it's not a win for our family because we're more of the creative type, a little non-traditional, you know, like this is cute. They have pretty pictures and all that good stuff. Now, okay, so copy the poem. Important rules. Whoever you are, be noble. Whatever you do, do well. Whatever you speak, speak kindly. Give joy wherever you dwell. I love that. That's actually really nice, you know? But the problem is, number one, when I put these books in front of my daughter, she goes, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I think it also has to do with she wasn't happy at the school. So she wasn't happy at the school, so then she, in return, wasn't happy with Abeka, but I also did find Abeka kind of bland. So I'm gonna give you an example of one of their readers. So this was the last reader that she was reading in school, Quests for Adventure. Okay. So this is one of the stories. It gives you the words that you need to learn, and then it gives you the story. Okay, very nice, cute. The story goes on, and then at the end, there's some questions. So it says, what can you do to help others? Can you think of a job you would need help doing? Why? So it gives you some comprehension questions, which is nice, but I found the stories excruciatingly boring. Honest to God, I found them excruciatingly boring. I couldn't even like getting through a story, because she had homework where she would have to read like a story every night. Us getting through the story was just like us trying to get through work. Okay, so we ended up like ditching Abeka right off the bat, to be quite honest with you. And you know, our readers were more like fun things, like The Princess and the Pea. We actually got a bunch of books from the library this year. I couldn't go through all of them. There were so many good books. That leads me, see, look how much more fun this is for kids. Nice pictures, a cute, oh, this is Usborne. That's a good brand. We got this from one of those, like, okay, so we go to a park and then there's like one of those little house looking things with books in it where people just put the books they don't want and they pick up the books they do want. So one of those like little local things. Fantastic free book that I got from there. Okay, so let's move on to Ambleside Online. Ambleside Online is a Charlotte Mason resource that's totally free, and it shows you all the grades. You click on the grade, it tells you what the child should be learning in that grade, and then it gives you a list of books that you should read. And then with those books, you also do like narration, copy work, and you pretty much build off of those books. It's like a living education, which is really cool. I love the Charlotte Mason method. So we did a lot of books, and we also did a lot of journaling. So we did some copy work, we did the journaling. We ended up making, each child made their own notebook. Like I said, my kids are very, very artistic. So anyways, this is like, there's pictures, and then there's pictures, and then there's a story. And mostly, since she's in 2nd grade, she wrote her own stories. It was really, really good. And I did not correct spelling. I did not do anything like that. No corrections in the creative writing journaling prompts, no. So I would read in the morning an Ambleside Online book, and then my kids would journal. And this was the best part of their day. They absolutely looked forward to it every day. I didn't do it every day because they would like really milk it, and they could take up to 2 hours doing one journal entry with pictures and a story that was 3 pages long. And I absolutely love that, but then I went down to like 1 day a week. So Ambleside Online was a total win. Did we use it for our full curriculum though? No. Could we have? Yes. Let's move on to Hooked on Phonics. So growing up, you know, I'm an 80s baby, so growing up you would always hear, Hooked on Phonics worked for me. Well, I was like, well, Hooked on Phonics is gonna work for my kids. So I went on to buy it, and it's a subscription now. So it's a subscription that you have to pay for monthly. So you get an app, and it's mainly an app. Then you get this workbook, and then you get some books, and the books are really good. The books are very good. They're somewhere in all the rest of our books, so I didn't grab them, but the books are very good. The app is very good. The problem is the app did not work on our Amazon Kids tablets. And so we only have Amazon Kids tablets, and I did figure out a way to download that app, but it kept crashing every time they played it. It was really annoying. So then I put the app on my phone, and then they were using it on my phone, but then like they always had my phone, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't working. It was a good app. It was a good app. Did the app work good? Yes. The books that it came with were great. Yes. But this, so like, is like based on the age and what the child knows. So this was the first book that we got, steps 19 and 20. So it doesn't even start from the beginning. Like, If I had to do this all over again, what I would suggest to you is to go on eBay, Amazon, see if you can buy the whole Hooked on Phonics system, maybe like an old one, and get that. Because I mean, okay, so this is good for, I mean, I don't know what it's good for, okay? I don't know. This is what it looks like. It wasn't good for us. It didn't work, it was a fail. Could it work for you? Of course it could. Maybe you like this. Maybe you like having a monthly subscription to a learning thing. Maybe you like it. My friend, she loves it for her daughter. She loves it. They started from the very beginning. She has all the things. They've done all the things. For us, it was a fail. I opened the book and then I closed the book and the book never got done. I just wasn't happy with the whole thing. I canceled it. I got like the free month and I had to pay like a tiny bit of money for the shipping of this, and that was it. The next thing we have, all about reading, okay? So all about reading, it was fantastic, okay? It was absolutely fantastic. I no longer have like the books, but these are the readers. This is what the readers look like. They're very colorful. The stories are very interesting and exciting and cute. And all my kids like the stories. All my kids like the stories. All About Reading was a win, a complete win. Now, this is not the All About Reading 2 stuff. This is actually All About Spelling Level 1. But I just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like. You get all these word cards. Sorry, this is really dusty because I haven't used it in a while. You get word cards, you get all these things, you get all these cards. Now the problem with the cards is they come on a sheet with like 2, 4, 6, 8 cards all attached, and you have to tear them all. So all of this, you have to tear yourself. So you spend a fortune buying the curriculum, and then you have to tear the cards yourself. Not only do you have to tear the cards yourself, but you also have to buy the letter tiles, these square little letter tiles. You have to tear those out yourself, and you have to also put the magnets on yourself. I'm serious. Okay, it takes days. Not only that, I got this from Walmart. Isn't it beautiful? Not only that, there's like a bazillion games. A bazillion. A bazillion. I'm not kidding. There's a bazillion games. And some of them are really cute. Like, for example, this one has the anteater, and you have to make this. You have to cut this out, and you have to tape this together. Okay, look how long this is. And then you put it through, and you pull it through, and they like say all the words. So you have to construct the paper games, and each lesson, there's like 2 to 3 games. So you have to like cut it out, tape it together, staple it, whatever it is that you have to do, whatever it requires, and then you play the game. So each lesson only takes 20 minutes, but you have to construct the game. Some people construct the whole student workbook at one time. You're a better person than I am. No, because I didn't even do every single game. There's no way I'm gonna sit there for like 3 days constructing the student workbook. The student workbook is all games and just word lists. Okay, so there's games and word lists. That's the whole student workbook. So that's the downside, as well as there's like no writing. There's constructing words but with letter tiles. So I incorporated like writing, because like the kid doesn't always want to sit there putting the letter tiles together. It takes forever. So Yeah, I also incorporated like writing on the whiteboard. And I had little whiteboards, and then I had the big whiteboard that they require you to buy. So there's a lot of manipulatives in All About Reading. It was a win. It was a win. It was a win. It definitely helped my kids learn to read and read better. So that for sure helped my daughter. And we still have the readers, and I love the readers. And my daughter has, look, she reads them over and over. So when I say, okay, time to read for 20 minutes, she goes and sometimes she grabs these, even though she's already read them a million bazillion times. Now let's go to All About Spelling. All About Spelling was also a win, okay? Now, it's almost exactly like All About Reading. That's the thing where I was like, these are almost exactly the same. They have the same exact words. Okay, so one is teaching you how to read, and then one is teaching you how to spell those words. So, is it overkill? Yeah, it's overkill, 100% it's overkill. Does it work? Yes. So we were doing 3 days reading, 2 days spelling, 3 days reading, 2 days spelling. And a lot of people say you're supposed to finish one level of reading and then do one level of spelling. In my mind, I could not comprehend or understand why you would want to wait until the last half of the year to learn how to spell things. No. So I did, like I said, 3 days, 2 days. It worked like a charm. Could you just spell the words that are in the reading book? Yes. So do you have to buy the reading and the spelling? No. It does have some different things in it, but we're talking, this is only a reading curriculum and this is only a spelling curriculum. There's nothing else. They might add a little tiny bit of grammar in there, a little bit of like, oh, here's an exclamation mark. It's really just reading and spelling. And if you figure out how to just get that narration and that spelling into the reading book, you don't need the spelling book, okay? So spelling was a win, but it was redundant. In my opinion, it was like I was doing two of the same. So All About Reading, All About Spelling, they were both wins. Just wait till you get to All About Math though. Wait till you hear what I have to say about All About Math. But we're still on language arts, so let's keep going. Now, we're back to Abeka spelling. I really enjoyed Abeka spelling. Here's what it looks like. You have your standard word list, and then you have questions and you answer them. We haven't finished this because we did like other things too, but we're actually, I think we're almost finished. Here's list 30. This is what it looks like. Very on brand, second grade, maybe even a little bit advanced, as Abeka usually is. It's colorful, it's interesting, it's fun, it keeps my daughter engaged. She really loves it. It was a win. Abeka spelling is a win. Spelling and poetry. They do have poetry in the back, okay? So they have some poetry in the back. We haven't really read this with my second grader, because we did other poetry stuff from Ambleside Online, but Abeka spelling is a win. We also did Big Spelling, grade 1 to 3 by School Zone. I got this on Amazon. It was like $14, I believe. This is a good one. This is really good. This is a little below her level though, because I would say this definitely is first grade, like it starts at first grade. And then, so let's go into the middle of the book. Yeah, in the middle of the book, it's still like first grade. Maybe early second grade, maybe. Let's go to the back. Yeah, the back is a little bit more advanced as you go towards the end of the book. Let's go like very, very far towards the end. Let's see. I mean, I can see why she preferred the Abeka one. This is definitely more first grade. Definitely more first grade in my opinion. If you look at the word list, snail, worm, butterfly, ant, bee, cricket, snake. That's not second grade or third grade. I feel like that's first grade. It wasn't a complete fail. My daughter actually really enjoys doing this book, but I say, okay, time for spelling. And then I say, which one do you want to do? And it's always Abeka. It's always Abeka. So was it a fail? No, but she prefers Abeka over the big spelling book. Now my son, on the other hand, he's the first grader. This was his pick, but we're talking about my second grader. Oh, I forgot Alpha-Phonics. Another phonics program, and guess how much it costs? $0. $0. This is free online. Okay, and then I just printed it out. Here, it tells you like some things you should do, like making the word cards and all that. But this is what it looks like. It's a free phonics program. It's free, you guys. So that's why I switched from Abeka to Alpha-Phonics. And guess what? They have like the same exact words. Did All About Reading copy them? Because there's so many things that are like exactly the same. But yeah, so when I found this, I sent All About Reading, All About Spelling, and All About Math back. And I got a refund. Now, what's nice about Abeka, I keep saying Abeka. Now, what's nice about All About Learning Press is they accept returns within a year. Okay, so I was able to return everything and get a refund. They did deduct the shipping that it cost them to ship to me, and I did have to pay for shipping back to them. I also kept the readers, which are highly expensive, but you know what? They were worth it because they're really good. So I ended up getting like a full refund, except for like maybe $100 in shipping. So anyways, I do suggest this. This is really, really good. We did this for quite a while. My daughter, she just blazed through it. And then I bought these from Amazon, and this made it even more fun because she would be like, pen, what does that say? P, C, T, flea, plea, cat, or eat, sorry, I need glasses. Each, beach, peach, reach. You get what I'm saying? So it was fun, and we would go through like two to 4 pages a day until I was like extremely pregnant and tired, and then I had the baby and we kind of stopped doing this. So it was a win. It was a win. You want to know what the biggest win was for phonics though? Explode the code. Oh my gosh. My kids love these books so much. My daughter's already done 2. Okay, this one's empty because this is actually my son's. My daughter finished 3. This is what it looks like inside. She finished 3 and then I let her throw it away. She finds it so satisfying to throw her work away when she's done. I don't blame her, you know. This is 3. This is what all of them look like. Is that all of them? Oh yeah, this is all of them except for the half levels, and I am doing the half levels and they are worth it. So this is 3.5. Is this the one she's on now? Oh, this one was back ordered. So this one was back ordered. So then we started on 4 and then 3.5 came. I order them from christianbooks.com. They're the cheapest. They're cheaper than Amazon. Okay, this is what 3.5 looks like. This also helps with spelling and also, what else? Comprehension. It asks questions that need to be answered correctly. It's very fun. Okay, so that's 3.5. This is 4. So this is the one that she's on. She just finished this now that I'm remembering. My battery died, sorry. So she just finished 4. So I have them do 4 pages a day, but they don't do it every day. They might do it like 2 times a week. So, so now here you can see the ones that she's actually done and completed. She loves to draw. She loves to draw in this book. Let's see, what else do they have? So yeah, this is a freaking win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Explode the Code is my family's favorite phonics program. 100% suggest. I don't have the teacher manuals. What I do is, so I'll go, okay, so here's all the lessons. So let's use lesson 1 for an example. So lesson 1 says compound words. So that would be like butterfly. So butter/fly. So I would write on the whiteboard butterfly, you know, cut it in half with a line and do that kind of thing, teach the compound words. But mostly it's like, okay, so these are endings in full, FUL. So then we write different words with FUL at the end and write them on the board. So that's the teacher portion, and that takes like 5 minutes. Okay, so, and you don't even have to do that, because some days I'm just like, okay, you're doing 4 pages, go ahead and do it. And then at the beginning of every lesson, it kind of tells you what to do. So it says, rule, if a word is divided after the first vowel, the first syllable will be open and the vowel will say its name. Robot, okay? And then they do the work. And then they write the word. And then they keep going with the same words. And then they read, write, and circle. Yes or no. Let's see what else. And then there's, you know, filling out the sentences. This is really good, I mean, for language arts, this is really good. This is like, okay, what are they doing? Comprehension, what are they doing? Reading. And then this is them remembering how to spell it and then writing it. Or they can look back and, you know, figure out how to write it like that. But as you can see, she wrote them correctly. So this is really like, not just phonics, this is also like reading, writing, spelling, comprehension. I love Explode the Code. I am so happy. They're like my favorite curriculum. Win, 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 win. Let's go to handwriting without tears. My kids love handwriting without tears. Okay. My kid, oh, like at the beginning you do this. Then it goes like here. Here, here. If you see anything silly, my kids are very silly. They're very funny. They like to draw funny things. And then this is the end. They do some numbers. So this is like the 2nd grade handwriting without tears. It's mostly like words and sentences and, oh yeah, like here. Lots of copy work. They learned how to spell with this. They learned how to write sentences with this. They learned new words with this, harder words. Then they learned oceans. I mean, handwriting without tears is not just handwriting. It is teaching the kids other things. This is a win, 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 win for all my kids. Now she's on cursive handwriting, because we haven't done cursive handwriting in a while, so I want them to, like, you know, practice it. She loves, like this is the first, I think this is like the first page, cursive. And then we have like this. Oh, see how she draws. All my kids draw in their books, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm like very laid back mom. And then here's like, she's not to here yet, so there's more here. And then like all the way in the back, let's see what they have in the back. Let's see how hard it gets. And then we've got sentences in the back. And what is this, people's names or something? So yeah, handwriting without tears, 100% win, win, win. I love handwriting without tears. This is Evan Moore Writing Fun. So I really wanted to get her like a writing curriculum, but I didn't want something like super crazy. So I got this, and man, was I happy. This is a really fun writing curriculum for kids. There's cutting and pasting and creative writing, and it teaches you how to go from like one sentence to like a full paragraph. It's very, very fun. It's very fun. It's not a thick book. This has gotten a little bit messed up, but it's not a thick book, but it's a fun book. And even if you do like 1 to 2 pages, like once or twice a week, they're definitely learning. She definitely learned how to write a paragraph, how to write an opening sentence, descriptive sentences, and then like an ending sentence, like a closing sentence. There's drawing, there's crafts. This is Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. And how much did this cost? $10? Maybe not even. Super cheap, super fun. I love this. I'm gonna actually be getting this for my first grader that's going into 2nd grade next year. So yeah, she completed this. She loves this book. She did not want to throw this one away. She wanted to keep it. Evan Moore Writing Fun, Winner. It's on Amazon. Spectrum Language Arts. Now, it says correlated to current state standards, parts of speech, capitalization and punctuation, sentence structure, usage and vocabulary. It does have all those things. And now, does it go in depth? I don't know if I would say this goes like super in depth, because it touches on everything. So, okay, so like let's talk about nouns. Okay, so it teaches nouns. So then it teaches like every single type of noun. and then it teaches verbs, and then it teaches every single type of verb. Like I feel like in a regular curriculum, you don't learn every single type of every single thing. This touches on every single thing. And so this is a very, very useful tool, especially for those of you where you don't want to buy like an entire curriculum and you want to do a little bit of curriculum and then the rest of it you want to kind of make on your own. This would be a good guide. And that's what I bought it for. I bought it for a guide. So like, okay, 2nd grade, this is what 2nd graders learn, right? So I bought it for a guide. And so because we were doing the writing fun, I didn't get super far into this curriculum with this child, but it was definitely very useful. You know, she needed to learn these type of things. And yeah, like, okay, so there's pronouns, and then there's verbs, and then, okay, there's nouns again. Okay, and then it teaches you like all the different kinds of nouns and this and that and this and that. And yeah, here's the middle. We've got question marks. And then I would say each lesson's like 2 pages, I would say. Sometimes more, sometimes less. We got quotation marks. So this was a win. This was a win. I like this. We didn't do a lot of it, but it was definitely a win. And I would suggest it. You know, I bought a lot of curriculum. I can't finish everything. Some of it's gonna go on into the next year. Oh, are we on to math? I think we're on to math already. So, as with some of the other Rebecca curriculum, Arithmetic 2, this is Rebecca. My daughter didn't want to do it. I made her do it anyway. And she really just, that was all she did. That was all she did. She wouldn't do the other page. I personally, I think this is a great curriculum. I think this is a really, really good math curriculum. Now, the only thing is I only have the kids' workbook. I don't have the teacher's workbook. And in her school, I'm going to show you this as I'm talking. In her school, this curriculum was very, very memory heavy, like flashcards and memorization. That's what I wanted to say. Rebecca's very memorization heavy, and it was not working for my children. It wasn't working for my children. Like, there's all this. That's what I didn't like about this, personally, from my view. I didn't like the memorization thing. Like, she wasn't, like, in her school, she wasn't allowed to use her fingers to count, ever. It just, like, it was a rule at the school, like, you're not allowed to use your fingers. Like, you're only allowed to use your memory to figure out the problem. But I feel like you need to know how you got the answer. And that's what manipulatives are good for, you know, for little kids. That's why, like, fingers are the best manipulative for a little kid. And then you practice the memorization. You do the fingers and the memorization, and then eventually you just go into the memorization. But the way that her school did it, and I think it's the way that Rebecca is taught, very memorization heavy, very difficult, very advanced. Very advanced. Some of this stuff is probably more third grade, I would say. It just didn't work for us. It was a fail, but I still think it's a very good curriculum. There's a lot of busy work. Your kid's gonna have to do a lot of work. You're gonna have to skip a lot of things, I'm sure. Like, even when my kids were in school, they would come home with a lot of pages that were not done. And I would try to get them done. Oh gosh, my kids hate this stuff. These are drills, and you time the child. You time them, okay? Ugh. I'm just not that kind of a strict kind of, use your memory, here's the flashcards, don't even think about it, just memorize this. With math, I feel like kids need to know why. Look, there's even Roman numerals. There's a Roman numeral dot to dot. Oh my gosh, this is advanced. But yeah, so this was a fail for us, but it's a good curriculum. It depends on your child and how you teach it. So we went from Rebecca math to All About Math. Yeah, it was that bad. Okay, so when I first started doing the homeschooling and I bought the curriculum, I was buying All About Reading and All About Spelling, and I didn't know what math curriculum to use. And yes, I had been researching, but it's so confusing. So I was like, oh, they have All About Math. Why don't I get that? It was a new program. There was like no reviews except for one girl who, it looks like they sent her the curriculum and she just looked at it and gave a review about it. And so she was like, it's great. So I bought it. It's not her fault, but I bought it. And the problem is, on the website, they really give you barely any information about it, which I definitely don't like. I got it, I opened it. It's another manipulative heavy program. You have to also buy this huge box of manipulatives that's like $100, maybe more than $100. So you have to buy the student manual, the teacher manual, all the manipulatives. And it was like, I felt like I was just teaching how to use the manipulatives. So we're doing the curriculum. I'm teaching her, okay, here's this manipulative, a 10 frame. Now here's this other manipulative. Here's some flashcards. Like, and then there was like 4 problems. So the student workbook is just games, again, with all about learning. Games. It's games, okay? The games are fun. They're fun little games. But to me, as the mother teacher with multiple children at home, the games are time consuming, annoying. She's not learning anything new. And so to me, I was annoyed. And there wasn't enough repetition of the problems. And here's the thing about the problems. They were all addition and subtraction word problems. Raise your hand if you like word problems. Does anybody like word problems? Almost the entire book of level 2 is word problems. And somebody in one of the Facebook groups said, you forgot about measuring, you forgot about time, you forgot about blah, blah, blah. There's like this much compared to this much word problems, okay? Maybe you like that, that's great. I could not wrap my head around the word problem level. It was like the level was word problems. My daughter hated the word problems. Every time I opened it, she's like, oh, again, word problems? And then there's like 4. And sometimes there was more than 4 problems, like in the work text, student workbook. Every time I opened it, I said, is this gonna get better? Is this gonna get better? It was like one day she's using the 10 frame and the circle things. And then the next day she's using the 10 blocks. And then one day she's using the teddy bears. And it was confusing, it was frustrating, it was all over the place. It was like, it didn't make sense to my brain. I hated it. I was trying to trust the process. And after like, I think it was 2 months of doing it, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I got Beast Academy online. So All About Math was a complete fail. And not only that, I was also doing it with my first grader, and level 1 is worse. So, All About Math, fail, fail, fail. And let's move on to Beast Academy Online. Beast Academy Online was so fantastic, let me tell you. It was such a breath of fresh air after doing All About Math. I was like, this is so nice. I gave my kids, I had bought these, translucent counting bears from Amazon. I also bought these counting blocks from Amazon. So these are things that All About Math actually had inside of it, but since I sent everything back, I also sent those back because I didn't need all the manipulatives that they sent. So I bought these on Amazon for way cheaper, and we started doing Beast Academy Online. I started my daughter on level 2 because I was like, okay, that's more of like a 2nd grade level. And it was so extremely hard. It was so extremely hard. It was like conceptual, where it's like they were counting money, but it wasn't money. It was like buried treasure. So the treasure had a symbol, and this symbol represented 10, and it was very like mind puzzly. It was too hard. So then I put her to level 1, and that was so much better. So then I'm like, that's fine. So we're doing level 1, it's fun. Every morning, can I do Beast Academy? My kids were so excited. Can I do it first? No, I want to do it first. It was like homeschool turned fun, finally. And my kids just absolutely loved it. And it's totally different. It's not like regular math. So they're doing it, right? So you do like, they want you to do about 3 hours a week, and it came down to like 5 days a week, 35 to 40 minutes-ish. So that's what we would do. And then it started getting like harder. It started getting into the 10 frames. I'm like, oh, the 10 frames again? Why do we have to learn like this? So it gets into the 10 frames, and then like, I felt like my kids' brains just exploded, and they started having meltdowns and crying. Oh, my daughter was crying every day, and I could not get through it. And I was getting frustrated, and I was trying not to get frustrated. And we loved the videos, the guy that teaches the videos. I think he's the one that made the program. He's so fantastic. He's hilarious. He explains some stuff really, really good. But I think like using the computer, because these are, my little kids have never used computers before. I think that using the computer and doing this hard conceptual math on the computer and trying to figure out the answers and trying to use the computer at the same time, it was like exploding their brains. So it ended up being a fail, even though I think it's a win. I think Beast Academy online is a win. I just think it's for kids who are really good at math and really good at solving puzzles and really good at conceptual thinking, you know, very abstract thinking and stuff. And I find that my kids are more traditional textbook sort of math kids. So Beast Academy online ended up being a win, then it ended up being a fail, but in my eyes, it's a really great program, but it depends on your child. They all are like that, but that one specifically very much. So then we moved to Evan Moore, Skill Sharpeners Math. Now, this is not a full year curriculum, but we spent so many months on the wrong curriculums, and so we were like really into the year already, and I'm like, I am not gonna make my kids do an entire year curriculum again. I'm like, we are just gonna finish out 2nd grade, and this was like so fantastic. This is exactly what I was looking for. It's colorful, it's basic traditional math. No, there's no teacher manual. I would say that could be a problem, right? But this is everything that you need for 2nd grade, hands down. It's everything you need for 2nd grade. I know that Evan Moore even makes like another math curriculum for 2nd grade. So if you bought this one and that one, you could make one entire year curriculum. And so whenever there was stuff that like I felt like I couldn't really explain super good, because I'm not a very mathy person, that was always my least favorite subject, I would go on YouTube and I would use this guy called Math Antics. It's on YouTube. He's on YouTube. Math Antics. He's like a math wizard, okay? He explains math like nobody's business. So I would just go and I would use him. Oh, my daughter's almost done with this book, but this is where she hasn't gotten to it yet. But yeah, so whatever I couldn't explain or whatever, yeah, my children weren't like understanding coming from my mouth, I would just go to Math Antics, he would explain it, and then we'd go back to school, and that was it. And what's nice, there's an answer key in the back of here. A few times I had to tear it out because my kids were cheating. They figured out, you know, there was an answer key back there. It teaches graph bars, which is really nice. So this is a well-rounded curriculum. It was a win. Thank God it saved my life for grade 2 and for my other child too. I also purchased this one, Time, Money, and Fractions, and I haven't gotten to it yet because I was gonna use it when she was done with the Evan Moore math, and she's just not done yet. But this is a really good book. I actually have used most of it with my 1st grader. It teaches money, it teaches time, fractions. Where's time? Let me show you. It's really, really, really good. This I definitely highly recommend. If your child is struggling or just needs more practice with time, money, and fractions, this is very colorful. It's by School Zone. I bought it on Amazon. Sometimes you can find these at the Dollar Tree. It was like $4. It's super cheap. Win. Okay, I wanted to show you one other thing that I bought for math. I bought this on Amazon. This is for all my kids. It's a number chart and it's laminated and I hang it up. On the back of there's the ABCs. My second grader really didn't need this, but it was nice for her to kind of like, you know, just sing her ABCs with her other brothers and kind of just do that. And so did she really need this year? Yeah, kind of. Sometimes when she would do skip counting, I would put this up. So like she'd be like 2, 4, 6, 8, you know, it's good. And even I was thinking like when we get into multiplication next year, she can like color the skip counting again. So this was a win. I think this was $10 on Amazon. This was a win. Win, win, win. Along with these pointers, and the kids are having a freaking blast. This was another win, okay? There's these timers on Amazon. It comes with 2 timers. These are fantastic. Let's move into science, history, and electives. Back to Easy Peasy. This is the Easy Peasy Ancient History. They have some fun projects. It really, really is very surface level. It's not in depth. It's not in depth whatsoever. Like, look, we haven't even really gotten super far with this. I'll just show you what it looks like. So, you know, Easy Peasy, it's true to its name, it's easy peasy, but it's very, very surface level. And the nice thing about that is you can kind of dive deeper if you want to. And we did, like with the Rosetta Stone one, my kids were like, what's a Rosetta Stone? Like, and it doesn't even really explain what a Rosetta Stone is. So we're like, let's look that up and let's watch a video on it. And so you can really use Easy Peasy as a guide. You know, you could do the basic or whatever they tell you to do, or you could do the basic and then go do some more stuff and go explore. The other thing that we really liked is we also did ancient art. So Easy Peasy also has ancient art. We did that. That was so fun. Easy Peasy also does computer class. That's really useful. They do Bible. We listened to that for a little bit and then I was starting to hear some things that were disturbing and I was like, we're not gonna do that anymore. Then there's music. So they have like a music class. So we did that. That was fun. You listen to like different things. That was fun. So those were our Easy Peasy electives and we liked them. Again, they're fast and they're simple and you can use it to expand upon. What my kids really loved, well, what my second grader really loved, because my kids sometimes couldn't care less, was the DK Smithsonian History Year by Year. This is fantastic. It goes from prehistory to, what does it go to? We haven't finished it, but I'm trying to see to current history. So prehistory to current history, and it's on a timeline, and it has like these very, very simple, let me show you. Okay, so it explains the years. Then it has timelines. And it has little paragraphs, pictures. This is freaking great for little kids, man. I didn't even realize it was DK until just now. And no wonder it's so good. It's just so beautiful. And like a few times we learned things and we would go watch videos on them and we would go do projects on them and stuff. And okay, so this is where we kind of stopped. We stopped when we got to the dinosaur kind of caveman. So obviously we didn't get super far, but the reason for that is because then we really dived deep into that era. We watched videos, we looked stuff up online, and we just did that for a really long time. And it was a lot of stuff about Neanderthals and different types of human beings. And so we really just dove in. I mean, we dove in deep. It looks like we didn't do much, but we really did dive in deep. Here's another example. So anyways, yeah, and actually because of that, we're gonna be diving even deeper into it again this year. We're gonna dive deeper into the dinosaur like part of it rather than the human part of it, which we dove into already. So highly suggest this book, History Year by Year by D.K. Smithsonian. I got this on Amazon. It wasn't very expensive. Maybe it was $40. Maybe it was cheaper. I don't know, but it's a very useful book. And even my daughter, like a few times, went and pulled that book out on her own to look at it and read it. So that was a win. For science, we got Big Science, grades 2 to 3 by School Zone. It says skill areas include weather, insects and spiders, reptiles, mammals, seeds and plants, ocean life, birds, and more. Okay, this is what it looks like. Did I show you the front? It's really, really super cute, super pretty. We learned all about weather. Oh my gosh, it has so many projects. If you want super simple like tabletop projects that you could do in like 5-10 minutes, this is the book. And I think this book was like $14. All my kids did it. Even my little kid who was like 3 at the time. I didn't get him a book. I just got the first and the second grader, these two books. And then we would go through it, and then my other little one would maybe draw pictures and like do the little project with us. This is a fantastic book. We even, trying to find, let me show you something. Okay, so here's like Cloud Maker, you're making clouds. You do the rainbow, you make a rainbow. The weather log, you log the weather. This teaches kids a lot about like, you know, what's the weather today? What does it look like outside? How much rain is there gonna be? What's the temperature? Then we started learning about seeds. Oh, and what's nice is at the end of the sections, you get like books and videos. We did all the videos on YouTube. We did all the videos. It was so good. So now we're on plants. This is a pretty thick book. So we've gotten this far out of this giant book. So this is actually going to probably last us at least 2 years, maybe more, because I'm not sure how much of this we're going to be doing next year because we want to do space next year, but I definitely want to at least finish plants. We planted a garden, we planted seeds, we watched them grow, we did all the things, I had them take care of them. Okay, so that's what this book has. This is a win. This is a win. If you want a simple, easy little workbook curriculum for your kids that you only have to spend like maybe 20 minutes doing a day, like however many days you do it. Sometimes we only did like once a week. But this is really, really fantastic for like those simple learning things. Look, it even has dot to dot. We got word puzzles. My kids really like those. At first my son didn't like those, but now he likes them. So yeah. And there is answer keys in back of the book. So there are answer keys. They're colorful. They're beautiful. Just like the rest of the book. School Zone is a really good brand if you ever need anything. And they're not expensive. And again, look how thick this book is. This is definitely big science. This is a win. Highly recommend. Okay, now let's get into electives. There are some things that we did this year. Some of them are just art, okay? So we did some sewing. This is a sewing kit from Amazon. I got a subscription to a watercolor painting class. It's called artwithlauren.com. artwithlauren.com. Oh my gosh, the pictures are so beautiful. I wish I didn't put my picture all the way up there, but yeah, my kids have learned really well how to paint with watercolor. This is one of my daughter's pictures. This is not one of the pictures from the class, but like this is just her painting with watercolor, and they love, all of them love painting with watercolor now. Even my 4-year-old. So yeah, and then I just got these on Amazon. This is literally $8. Look how gigantic this thing is. And then the watercolor paper is, I think, $7 or so on Amazon. So yes, and you can even buy watercolor paper at the Dollar Tree. You can even buy this at Dollar Tree. Well, not this big, but you know, the little ones. Artwithlauren.com is a friggin' win. We also did gymnastics. So I had my kids in gymnastics. It was a homeschool class. So all of my, oh, bring that to me, Brielle. Hold on, my daughter wants to show you something real quick. Thank you, sweetie. Okay, so this was like, my daughter made this with artwithlauren.com. So look how beautiful this is. Was this your first picture?
No, the first picture was my mountain one.
The mountain one. Yeah, but so look, my daughter was 8 years old. 8?
I was
7. She was 7 years old when she made this. How cute is this?
Do you want me to?
And we did these as a family. No, it's okay, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you, honey. So yeah, artwithlauren.com. Then I had my kids also in gymnastics locally. It was a homeschool class. It was fantastic. It was nice to meet some other homeschool moms because I'm not in a co-op or anything like that. We tried Girl Scouts. Maybe it was the group that we joined. No offense to the group that we joined, but it was extremely boring. The lady would go and write some stuff on the board like it was regular school. When I was a Girl Scout, we made crafts, we played games, we did lots of things, and this class was not it. So Girl Scouts was a fail. Art with Lauren was a win. Gymnastics was a win. The homeschool class. It wasn't regular gymnastics, it was the homeschool class. What else did we do? Hang on. Oh, so if you don't want to pay with artwithlauren.com, because it is kind of expensive, because it says like, oh, it's $17 a month or whatever, but then you have to pay for the whole year, and so it's way more expensive. So if you're like, I don't really want to pay for that, you can just go on YouTube and you search learning watercolor for kids or learning to watercolor paint. And we did a bunch of those too. I mean, it's not as fantastic as Art with Lauren, or what is it called? artwithlauren.com, because as you're painting with her, she's like playing the piano and singing. It's so nice. But yeah, you can do that too. Also, we're doing Simply Piano, which is an app for your phone, and you do have to pay for that too. And again, they say it's like $14 a month, but then you have to pay for the whole year. So you're like, it's almost $200. So we are doing Simply Piano, and my daughter loves it. She was taking classes with one of her old teachers, but the class was so far away and I would have to drive in traffic, and it was a little on these dangerous roads, and this is so much nicer. My daughter can practice piano every single day at the table. You know what I mean? And so it's worth the $14 a month, $169 a year thing that I paid for. And also I can play it, my other kids can play it. It's nice. And they have really cute songs like, would you like to build a snowman? They have like all these cute songs. So I think that about covers everything, you guys. I don't know how long this video is, but I hope that it gave you some insight into our first year homeschooling. It has been fantastic. Even though there were a few bumps in the road, we had a great time. My kids learned so much. Oh, and there's one more thing I want to show you. So as a homeschool parent, you know, sometimes we think, oh man, they don't get to even have any awards. There's no honor roll. There's no blah, 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 blah at the end of the year. Guess what? You can do that. You can do that yourself. So what I did was at the end of the year, we had an award ceremony, and these are the awards my daughter got. She got the most behaved award because she was the most behaved. She got outstanding writing. Oh, my baby just woke up. Good thing I'm almost done. Hang on. Okay. Outstanding writing skills, creative ideas, and wonderful ability to express herself through words, confidence, and imagination. That's for her creative writing. Certificate of Creative Expression in recognition of her outstanding creativity, imagination, and artistic growth. Oh, she's a rock star reader for sure, 100%. And I made all of these on Canva. I have a Canva subscription, but I think you can also use Canva for free if you don't want a subscription. Oh yes, and our homeschool, we have named, my daughter actually named it, Sunshine Academy. So Sunshine Academy has awarded Brielle the 2nd grade certificate of achievement or accomplishment. And that's it. So we did have a fun award ceremony. We invited my mom and my stepdad, and my husband was there, and all the family was there celebrating. Then we went out to dinner and had ice cream. It was so much fun. So we did that on our last day of school, which is also something that they used to do at their old school, but they would always get these awards that were like participation award. It was like nothing in regards to like their personality or their creativeness or anything like that. It was like, are you the best? No, well, here's a lousy award for you to feel bad about yourself. So this was super fun, and being in homeschool has really built their confidence, and they love it, and I love it, and everything about it is just so good. I would say the only downside to homeschool is that I can't like go work and make lots of money, but honestly, my kids are my life, and I would much rather be teaching my kids and being with my kids, and it is so much more than any happiness that money could bring. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no comparison. So I mean, and also I'm lucky, I'm blessed that my husband has a job that can support us all, although it's been kind of a struggle. So I'm sure it's been a struggle for most people, but yeah. So that is our year 2. This is Brielle, and she wanted to talk to you guys and tell you what her favorite part of 2nd grade was.
My favorite part of 2nd grade was handwriting without tears, because I loved it, and it really teach me not only handwriting, it taught me other stuff. And I also liked to explore the code. It was a really funny book, and it also taught me a lot of stuff. And I love math, but not that much, because when I first got it, I was like always crying every day because I wasn't that good at it. But now I'm really good at it, and I don't really cry that much. But those 3 are my favorite parts of 2nd grade.
Oh, so the math was your one of your favorites?
Yeah, and
wow.
I also liked history. I really liked it. It was really very interesting, and it was just one of those parts of school that made me feel like I loved it so much. And I also liked science. It was really fun, and we always did those cool science things and
the experiments.
Yeah. And I loved when we drawed rainbows. It was so cool.
And how did you feel about art with Lauren?
I loved it. I just want to do it next year, and then I just want to do it for school every year. I really love it. I made very realistic pictures. I can't believe my first picture of that class was mountains, and they really looked so realistic. And it was my first first picture in
Yeah,
that
your first
class.
time.
And
Everybody was impressed that saw it, especially Aunt Evelyn. Aunt Evelyn loved her picture so much she asked for it, but Brielle said, I'll just make you your own. And Brielle made her own copy.
Yeah.
For Christmas, right?
Wait, was it for Christmas? Yeah, I think, yeah.
All right, Brielle, thank you so much for telling us everything you loved. We appreciate you, and we look forward to many more videos. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Okay, bye.